Answer the radio, mousy, mousy, mouse. You know that I know you're there. You cannot hide from me, little mouse. The Rat King is almost upon us, and despite your history with Dogger Raider, you decided to help him. I am disappointed.
Right, whatever. Oh, great and powerful rat catcher.
Let us meet in person, Mousy. For real this time. Pripyat Port, look for a red sign painted on a wall. This symbol will protect us from the Rat King.
Tell me everything you know about Tatiana, starting with how you know her.
All will be revealed, Mousy. You know where to find me.
What's our next move, boss?
What's the plan, Kiminu?
Take my picture, Igor. Do it now.
Sure, sure. What's got into you?
I want you to remember this moment. Keep it close to your heart. Whatever happens, We are connected. We belong together.
Of course. You're my fiancé, and
That's not what I meant. Never mind.
People exposed to Chernobylite are able to communicate with each other. That's why people can see Tatiana. That's why I can see her too. So, the Black Stalker used to work at the power plant. And he seems to know me. Interesting. But how does my old mentor Semenov fit into all of this?
Shit, it's still missing.
Come on, can you even count, moron? How hard is it?
Fuck you, I double-checked. 4 crates are missing. 2 crates of ammo and hardware, and 1 of food.
What food?
Beans, bread, and, god damn it, the meatballs and mint sauce.
What? The meatballs are gone. The only fucking good food.
I hope I don't run into that maniac. What was his name? Kimanyuk?
The Policia Hotel. Former symbol of communist luxury, now a relic of bygone glory.
If you say so, Tanya.
Party apparatchiks used to stay here whenever they visit Pripyat. It gave them a great view of the power plant and the surrounding area while they were checking up on things.
The master's eye makes the horse fat, as they say.
But it didn't quite work out that way.
No, it did not. After the disaster, this place became a hub for the liquidators. They coordinated the helicopter operations from the roof, gave orders, and watched the Mi-6 drop sand and boric acid into the reactor. The only sensible thing to do.
Do you think the party bosses were on site? Or maybe they were too afraid of radiation? Did they cower behind mahogany desks in their spacious offices in Moscow?
Some of them did come to Pripyat. There are rumors that even Gorbachev stood on this roof once.
He must have thought long and hard about the policies he was trying to introduce. Perestroika, glasnost, a token amount of transparency and freedom of speech. After all, state secrecy, censorship, and forced economic planning led to this disaster. But it was too little, too late. Even the truth couldn't save us by that point.
Politics was never a business for telling the truth. That's why I stick to science.
And what about us, Igor? Can we survive our truth once you find it? Meet me on the hotel roof.
What a stench. Why do the eggheads need dead animals anyway? Probably for some kind of tests, I don't know. Fucking hell. Stop complaining. It beats transporting human cadavers, doesn't it? Cadavers? What cadavers? You don't know? Know what? What? Nothing. Forget I said anything. Seriously, forget it.
Where are we going for our honeymoon, Igor?
Honeymoon?
You did start planning it, right?
Of course I have.
So?
I was thinking of Sochi, Yalta, perhaps Gagra.
Kagra! The Soviet Monte Carlo for party apparatchiks? Over my dead body?
All right, all right. Sochi it is then.
Remember the disco at Energetic?
How could I forget? I was the worst dancer on the floor. Even in my younger years, I was always a bit stiff.
That's not true. Besides, you had a great partner to lead you. Me. And the disco balls? It was great. The lights, the beat, the atmosphere.
I remember. It had a funny name, but like an old inventor.
Edison. Edison, too.
Right.
But Energetic was way more than a disco. It had a library, swimming pool, cinema.
Yes. I took you to see a Georgian movie about a young guy traveling around villages, collecting folk songs and music. What was it called?
The Journey of a Young Composer. It was a masterpiece. Beautiful music, a funny story. It had everything.
I know. You made me watch it like 3 times.
I was so happy, Igor. Back then, even if not everything was okay, I could always lean on you and forget my cares.
When we arrived in Pripyat, before the incident, that was the happiest time of my life, Tanya.
Those sunny days, do you think we will ever see them again? Can we go back, Igor? Is it even possible?
I'll make it possible. Do you hear me, my love? Tanya?
Come along, Igor. We're not done yet. The Pripyat amusement park had the autodrome, paratrooper, swing boats, and the famous Ferris wheel. I know it was just a distraction, but I wish we'd gotten to ride it at least once. See the city from the air one last time before our world collapsed.
It never had a chance to open. It was doomed from the start. Pretty dream. Just another type of opium for the masses, to paraphrase the classic.
Our Professor Komunik always focused like a laser beam. God forbid he ever be distracted by frivolity or fun. You've always thought very highly of yourself, haven't you? You concern yourself only with the serious, scientific problems, uncovering the secrets of the universe, measuring the fabric of reality, grasping the order of things, the ultimate truth. You look down on the little people simply living their boring, workaday lives. Admit it, you despised those people, hated everyone who couldn't match your level of thinking.
No, I never. That's now what this is about. It's just that people are chaotic, disorganized, unreliable, unpredictable. While physics and mathematics, science, never lets me down. Even in the darkest of times, I can always rely on their simplicity, clarity, beauty.
What role did I play in this life of the mind? Was I a distraction from your lofty goals? A destructive force tearing down your orderly life? What's your truth about us?
No, not you. You were different, inspiring. I embraced you. You've been my reason to live, to work. You were, and always will be, my little chaotic dancing star. That's the truth. Even if it's only my truth.
Hey, Professor! Wanna hear a funny story?
I don't have a choice, right?
You know, the first time I saw you, I said to myself, that guy must be a load of fun at parties. Okay, check this out. My uncle Misha used to go to Ozersk to buy large quantities of alcohol and chocolate from the staff of Mayak nuclear power plant. This was in the 50s. Ah, what a strange time that was. Whew! If you were working on a fucking A-bomb, you had your pick of all the delicacies denied to the rest of our motherland.
What can I tell you? I don't approve of that kind of system, but I guess they needed to keep the scientists happy.
Word has it was easier for those guys to get brandy than carrots. So they started to trade with the villages nearby. So, Misha.
For God's sake, I haven't got time for this.
Wait. This is gonna be good, I promise. So, Uncle Misha made contact with one of the Mayak workers. Nice girl. She snuck through a hole in the barbed wire fence to meet up with him. For a moment, Misha thought maybe they were gonna have a, romantic encounter. A little tit-on-tit or something.
You mean, tete-a-tete?
What did I just say? Anyway, as soon as she sees Misha, she pulls a gun on him.
What?
I know, right? And she's like, relinquish all your potatoes and carrots or I'll shoot! But Misha didn't scare easily, and he was also quite a charmer. So he tipped his hat and replied, for a kiss from your lips, I'll get you all the potatoes in the world, my fair lady.
That's quite a story, Mikhail. What happened to this Casanova uncle of yours?
Oh, he was executed for speculation and whatnot. Beria didn't like how lax security had gotten, so he had a dozen guys lined up and shot as an example.
Too bad. Sounds like a colorful character.
That's the way the shit cookie crumbles. But he had a great fucking life, and that's what I'm going to remember.
Sup, Igor?
I'm okay. What's on your mind?
Exploring Pripyat sometimes reminds me of my life in Moscow when I was a teenager. We used to live in one of those awful cheap flats called Khrushchevka.
I remember that. I used to live in one as well. They were the epitome of communist architecture.
Right. Small, narrow, and claustrophobic. Like a cage made of concrete. A scientist might say its size was inversely proportional to how much the family members hated each other. And somehow it seemed to shrink every year. There was this urban legend going round about the front door being too narrow to fit a coffin through.
I never heard that one.
So, it was better not to die inside. You feel me? I wonder all the time what really happened to my parents. I never even went to their funeral. I had to run. But that's a story for another day, I guess.
I'm really sorry about your parents, Sashko.
Want to hang out for a bit?
Yeah, good idea. Is there something you wanted to talk about?
Actually,
Why don't you tell me about yourself? You're from Canada, right?
yeah. My grandfather moved there from Ukraine when that was still an option. I grew up in a military family with military traditions. You might say my upbringing was as straight as the barrel of a gun. It was as much a curse as it was a blessing.
No family's perfect, I guess.
Our fathers keep tormenting us long after they've passed. Isn't that so? You know what's worse than being raised by a control freak? Being raised by a control freak who's also a former army colonel and a goddamn millionaire.
Sounds like you had a lot of expectations to meet.
Oh yeah. But whatever I did, it was never good enough. Not even after I made it into JTF-2. The top of the top. An elite unit of the Canadian Army. But I wouldn't give up. I was relentless. I was eventually promoted to my own command, and then disaster struck. We were ambushed near Raqqa in Syria, and everyone was shot to pieces. Except me. Every day. I think if only I could go back and change what happened.
I'm sorry, Olivier. That must have been hard.
It still is. I never went home afterwards. Everyone thinks I'm KIA. I'd rather be a dead hero back in Canada than a living failure.
Well, that's quite a story. I know you'll find a way to deal with your past, Olivier. You're strong enough.
Yes, comrade. We think that this subject could be the key. Patient Zero. Yes. She was pregnant. Only a couple of weeks. Yes, we were surprised too. No, she won't tell us who the father is. Based on the intel that our friends in the KGB provided us with, we've got two possible candidates. Unfortunately, one of them is already dead. Absolutely, comrade. We've taken every precaution to make sure that Emilieva and her child are safe and sound. We're very curious too. We could be on the brink of something big here. Yes, I will keep you posted.
Dear God, Tanya? She was with child? Our child? And she was this patient Zero. They were using her for their experiments from the start.
My little bird, my little sweetheart. Soon you will see the blue sky, the meadows. You will hear the sound of the ocean, smell the pine trees, feel the sunlight on your face. You're a very special boy. You have a bright future ahead of you. I want you to go far, far away from here and be happy. Don't be afraid. I will always be close to you. In your heart, in your deepest memories, find me there.
It's time. We have to hurry.
I love you, my sweetheart. Your mommy loves you very, very much. Now go.
Tanya was kept prisoner here. But her child, did someone take it away from her?
Yes, this is regrettable. My men are looking into it.
Regrettable? It's a fucking disaster. How could you let this happen? If someone finds out...
Mind your tone, comrade. I was fighting in Afghanistan when you were still pissing in your underwear. Now the boy suffered from acute autism. Couldn't even speak. My bet is he's probably lying in a ditch somewhere. However, he couldn't have escaped on his own. Someone helped him.
Are you saying it was an inside job?
It's too soon for definite conclusions, but yes, I would say so.
So, it must be a spy, a CIA asset.
You KG people see spies everywhere. That probably explains why your arrest records are so high. Saddam is on the brink of invading Kuwait. I'm sure the CIA has more pressing problems than your research. No, this is not the CIA. This is someone closer to home. Don't worry. I intend to find out who.
Look, General, I'm sorry I spoke out of turn before. I really do appreciate your work. You are vital to our efforts. The Duga project and our research, it could be bigger than nuclear weapons, bigger than even the space wars. A lot is at stake here, even the future of the motherland. I already spoke with some of the party members, and...
Let me be frank with you, comrade. The Soviet Union is falling apart at the seams, and I don't think anything can prevent that from happening. I'm not a scientist, but I've seen enough to know that this, Chernobylite, on the other hand, could be the key to our future. We all have to do whatever's necessary to prepare for it.
So, Tanya had a boy, and he escaped. Was it mine? God, if it was, I can't. Compose yourself, Igor. Looks like the KGB was trying to expedite the Chernobylite experiments. Maybe they were even hoping that the findings would prolong the life of the Soviet Union. Clearly, they didn't succeed.